In the Stoic view, deep within the temple of the gods exists a beauty of sorts that should never be settled or disrespected. One must never take for granted the astonishing views the universe bestows upon us. I believe during the lockdown, lots of people got the same copy-paste sentences. After all, I am guilty of attempting to calm my mama's nerves by explaining how being shut in led to self-imposed anxiety. Air traveling, attending large meetings, and even public speaking were, to my delusional self, the undeniable triggers of anxiety. Now, with a broader perspective, I feel it's fair to say I was wrong. Though the worries about air travel were quite justified in the beginning of the pandemic, we are now in a state where I believe everyone has developed a rational, but still deeply rooted anxiety, which comes from within. I want to take a guess that you loathe the idea of Stoics being perceived as an anxious bunch, considering the stereotype paints them as level-headed folks. But the saint himself, Marcus Aurelius, extensively wrote about managing anxiety, so it does make you think. I am Ryan Holiday. I am also a prolific writer and author of 12 internationally selling Stoic philosophy books, which have collectively sold over 5 million copies and translated into more than 30 languages. It is gratifying to see that such ideas has been provided to various sports teams and other important people. However, personally, I am an anxious individual, which is a bit ironic. In this video, I will go over methods of overcoming anxiety using Stoicism, which have helped me and many others, including Marcus Aurelius and Seneca. Managing anxiety is a never-ending struggle, but some methods through Stoicism do aim to make it simpler. Allow me to offer a few Stoic techniques to dealing with anxious thinking and hope these are beneficial to you. 1. Myopically focus on the small things. Attention and action to the little things helps. Many males make a muckle, which is quite true. Those things make up the big picture. Action by action and step by step. Everything adds up, as Marcus Aurelius would say. Focus on the immediate tasks at hand rather than on the end goals, which can be demotivating or overwhelming. Indeed, this might be the reasoning behind why Marcus advised to focus like a Roman. If you work like this, then you'd have no greater task and never will again. Everything helps and is gradually accumulated over time. Step by step, day by day, action by action, everything adds up. The single most important step is the very first one. 2. Be grateful for your life, even in times of chaos or turmoil. Taking advice from Marcus Aurelius, one should appreciate life and everything around them, as simply existing is life's true gift. Life is actually a gift to have, an outlook that some have chosen to take for granted. This is the reason the present is referred to as a gift, for it is the only one that is certain without doubt. There are lots of things which we cannot choose, such as where or when we are born. However, how we choose to see these things is ultimately in our control. Gratitude gives rise to a viewpoint that makes it easy to appreciate any other circumstances, regardless of everything that surrounds us. 3. Never feel pressured to have an opinion about everything. In another one of his quotes, Marcus Aurelius shares, "You don't have to have an opinion about this." This is truly something I think about each and every day. There is no need for me to stretch my mental boundaries over absolutely everything. I can simply observe or know that it does not concern me. Thus, defining something as positive or negative is not always necessary. With such notions, allowing ourselves to let things be as they are gives us emotional relief. 4. Stop worrying about what people think. Calmness and peace, as told by Marcus Aurelius, are derived from the notion that one ought not to care what others think or say. Seneca states that inner calmness is attained when the person ignores all external factors, thoughts, and opinions, and focuses only on what is within his control, especially his words and thoughts. In reality, the more detached one is from such opinions, the better rest he will have. 5. Cope with your emotions. Stoics bear the brunt of the brave. They do not suppress their feelings, nor do they simply accept them. They manage the overwhelming emotions. It is so that thoughts could be mapped out, Socratic dialogues were conducted, and letters to Lucilius were composed by Seneca, after all. The Stoics opposed principles that permitted erasure, complete denial, or non-existence of emotion. They cherished the expression or confronting the feeling that was deemed fundamental. There is no such thing as a free lunch, Neglecting emotions means sticking them on a credit card, which guarantees hefty interest when it's time for settlement. Instead, face your emotions, get to know your emotions, and learn to live with your emotions. In this way, as Nassim Taleb claims, emotions are tamed. Rather than being ruled by them, you are in control. 6. Do not live under exaggerated fears. Some people live in fear of the most unremarkable things that have no reasonable basis. As per Seneca, along with several other worries most of us share, they tend to be grounded in reality. In the words of Mark Twain, he lived his life worrying about incidents that never happened. Twain's reasoning behind this concern was quite humorous. For him, the moments had no sense of concern, and one should appreciate their existence. Critically, Twain wishes us to be more attentive around ourselves. After all that matters is the present right in front of us. Now you have complete authority regarding how you want to define and judge yourself. Stoics believe that causing pain or discomfort is a choice that one makes. The idea that you are strong enough to choose whether to get hurt by someone's words or actions makes all the sense. I believe Eleanor Roosevelt said it well. No one makes you feel inferior without your permission. Meaning that to a certain degree, your perception is everything. Except without merely telling yourself that you are perfect and unwounded, and in this state, you can't get hurt. Every day, go for a casual stroll. Because I farm with my children, going on these casual BMW rides became my habit. Most importantly, it allows me to think and appreciate. Thus, with simple tasks such as these, walking on my own clears my mind. Appreciate the place where nature would often Tétéas complain, saying that it is only while walking that the mind is able to formulate worthwhile thoughts. Seneca often echoed this as he believed that at times it is important to let your brain float. Walking is not merely working the muscles, it is clearing the mind and giving time to reflect and recuperate. Let that remain a routine. 9. Maintain your personal journal. The first step of writing a journal is very easy. All you have to do is start. Be it organized or just a rough piece of paper, what is important is to persist. Daily journaling cultivates reflection, emotion, and even helps one mature. If you already have done so, this is the best time to start for you. 10. Take the appropriate handle. As every scenario has two handles in the same way, one in the form of force while the other is gentle. That way, Epictetus said, you may see obstacles as disappointments, or alternatively, as avenues of escape. For the dispossessed Epictetus, the opportunity for progress was right in the middle of what some would perceive as a setback. No matter where you find yourself today, choose the handle that empowers you.